Hi guys. We have a dry shaft that fits. Jennifer just come home with it. And by the way, welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. So, Jennifer's been running around getting parts. She went and got the dry shaft because I needed to put it in where I can kind of get some makeshift exhaust around it. Make sure it works. Or make sure the exhaust will fit before we crank it, so I can have an O2 sensor in it. Newbern is on his way from Georgia, and it's Friday night about 8:30.
And speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil, he's spinning out in the driveway.
And we're going to be up to a 3:34 this morning.
Yeah.
So that's the time he likes to work.
Yeah. So the plan is to start getting this fuel injection run on this car and getting everything plumbed, because hopefully we can do a test fire and a run and a heat cycle this weekend. I'm ready to hear this thing run, guys. I know Jennifer is.
Me too.
So I was supposed to have been filming already and I forgot. I do have the radiator in and the condenser in, and I finished the radiator support, and I put your new bolts in the cross member. So,
ooh, fancy.
fancy.
And you put my valve formers on. I ain't even seen them yet.
No, I have not put them on.
Oh, I thought you did.
I got the gaskets drying on them. Oh. You know what they are, but you haven't seen them.
I haven't touched them yet.
So everybody's gonna want to see your birthday present.
Mm-hmm.
And your other birthday present come in the mail. So that's gonna be awesome sauce. What? This is my little buddy. Come here and say hi to me.
Hello.
How are you doing, young man?
Good.
Everybody look. It's David Newbern Jr. As I call him, he don't like it. I call him Lukey Dookie. So, well, there's the old bro ham.
Mr. America.
One and only Mr. America. He's taking a bow.
You're supposed to wave like this.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Go.
And y'all can probably hear me because there's no fans going, and Jennifer has on a hoodie.
Yeah, I do, because it got a little below 70 and I got excited, so.
It's like 74.
I know, but it's cool.
Close enough, huh?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, so I figured you'd have the fans on down here and I would freeze to death, so.
That's a long dry shaft.
Yeah, it was longer.
Yeah, I had to cut about 3 inches out of it.
Dang.
So, and it fits perfect.
Nice.
And my name and telephone number is on it. If you ever need to reach me, just look at the dry shaft.
Perfect. Where's Dad? I'll point it out.
Throw this thing in neutral. I can rotate it, please, sir. He's happy to see you.
There it is right there, folks. Right there.
You didn't put it back.
We're going to write yours right next to it.
Perfect. How long is that down yoke?
It's long.
Okay.
I shoved it all the way up in there and gave him a measurement, and he said they took 3/4 out.
All right. What, about 6 inches? 5 inches?
I know you're going with this, and I'm trying to keep.
I don't know what you're talking
Alrighty. That baby is in. One step closer. Are you ready to see all your happies?
Yes.
Hold on.
All your birthday happies?
Let's see the motor first. Okay.
Oh, wow, that looks really, 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 really good.
Damn.
That looks good. Really, really pretty.
You like them?
I do. Really, really, really pretty.
This looks better than a Coyote.
No doubt. I mean,
Well, we can't afford coyotes around here.
That is gorgeous.
Don't lose our fancy sticker there.
Oh, I know.
What goes in that hole right there on the below the water pump? Is that dipstick? What is that? Almost looks like a dipstick.
Yeah.
It is. I had to drill it because I changed the pan, and I would have had to change the timing chain cover, so I marked it and drilled it the other night with the old pan off, and I.
Yeah, clarify that.
Yes,
Clarify
yes,
that. You do it with the old pan on?
yes, no.
I mean, this is the same one he had in it? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah. But this thing did good on the power tour. Like, he was the one in comfort the whole time.
Oh, I know.
Don't tell me it's not gonna shut. Let me see if I can get it. We see it good. Ain't it pretty? It's perfect.
Guys, I reached out to Miss Paula over in California with Anson valve covers. That's where the valve covers come from on my F100. And I told her what I was trying to do. And she says, I can make that happen, Wesley. And I thought she done an awesome job.
It's really, really good.
And I think that looks really nice, Beth.
I do too. Yep, looks really, really good.
So you think it matches your valve covers good?
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good in there.
You're-
That looks good. So you had all. So what? All right. What engine is this?
So this is her friend's engine out of her Fox body Mustang that she got killed in 1997.
Okay.
So
What
you're,
year?
huh?
What year is the engine? What year was the car?
1990.
90. All right.
So, Jennifer's ex, Whitney, Jennifer bought the car from the insurance company, and Whitney put this motor in a convertible that Jennifer had bought from Whitney's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then years later, when me and her got together and got married, she decided she did not want that car anymore. So she asked me to pull the motor,
Wanted to keep the motor though.
and we've
Yeah.
saved the motor all these years. So it's freshened up. It's new pistons, 30 over, polished crank and rods, heads reworked, F303 Ford Motorsport cam. Of course, all new rings and bearings, and so little deal plane intake that I had on the shelf. Everything I had was just about on the shelf. I had the headers; they're used. You see where I clearanced them over the A-arm over there to make them fit.
Nice.
And I had the timing chain cover. Of course, the water pump is new. I had the pulleys. Chase left the radiator in the car, and she dug through the valve covers and couldn't find nothing she liked. And I found these online. And then Scott from Ace was trying to help me come up with something, and I forgot that Miss Paula could engrave valve covers and air cleaners that she sells. So when I reached out to her, she done that.
That's awesome.
So
Do you have an AC compressor to put on this thing? Or I'm assuming you're gonna do that before Biloxi.
I have the brackets. I got to clean them up and mount them. They'll go over here. That's what these bolts for. The bracket bolts here, and then my buddy Matthew told me about a company that sells a bracket for the sanding compressor to bolt to the Fox body mount. And I've got to order that compressor.
Where's your alternator going?
That side.
This thing's nice. Good lord. This is a nice car.
Thank you.
Everything about this is nice. Like,
We pressure washed everything and put another coat of paint up under here.
so what's first on the list? Like, how do you want to attack this thing?
This is your wheelhouse when it comes to this right here, Broham. I figure we tackle the tank and get it back in and work our way to the front.
Yep, sounds good to me. We got to figure out if this is a return style or if it doesn't matter, because I brought a few regulators because I guess Ace is out of stock on regulators, but I got a Corvette style, which
Okay.
it puts it at 58 psi, and we can put it right there at the back of the tank, at the back of the car, and just run a really short return right back. It'll clean it up.
And that way we just have one line.
Right. Well, like we just did his C10, and the kit we used, it just deadheads into the throttle body, which normally they have to run through a
Right.
fuel rail system or a throttle body and then go back. So if we can deadhead into this, we can use that Corvette style regulator in the back.
Okay.
But if not, I brought a return style regulator that we can mount on a firewall somewhere or hide it, whatever you want to do. We can go in and then come right back out and go to the regulator. So
Okay.
these things are very simple. Like I said, it's literally you hook it to the battery and then it's just an ignition and that's it. It's very simple.
Awesome.
Yours will be even more simple because you ain't got a transmission harness. Like it's just the
Right.
throttle body. So
You know, I've got to build a mount for this. This is the detent cable for that AOD, and it controls the pressure. So,
I mean, what would have come? What would have been factory on that as far as a mount?
well, this would have been mounted to an intake on a Mustang, and this would have hooked to the same throttle body that the gas
So that's a
pedal hooked
late
to.
model setup deal there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I've got a bracket that I can cut, modify, weld, mount it over here, and figure out how to put this, because this is clipped in.
Okay. Yeah. I see.
So we just need to figure out how to hook it up to that.
Let's tackle the fuel tank tonight. Get that done. Get it back in the car, and get a game plan moving forward. That way,
Okay.
I'd love to hear this thing fire up tomorrow.
Me and you both, and that right there would love it more than both of us combined. Well, the hole is too big in the fuel tank for the hat and the pickup to go in. So this has to mount up here. And there's nothing to mount it to. Chase, you drew the hole too big. Newbern found this hanging on the shop wall. This is out of a Fox body, if I'm not mistaken.
You said you want to use Fox Body parts, so
So-
here we are.
Here's the ring that was on the top of it.
He robbed the ring off of it. So we're fisting to, the hole is perfect. And we're gonna weld this up.
Okay.
And we're gonna mount this like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, we're fishing to do some sketchy stuff.
I need a grinder.
It's if it was a snake, it'd bit you.
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's gonna bite you in the butt, actually.
Oh God, one of these guys. I was looking for the battery.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. That's the wrong shot. That's what it's for.
A battery wouldn't cost less than this thing. What are we doing?
We are jerry rigging, my friend. It'd help if I cut my gas on, wouldn't it? You was gonna let me sit there and keep doing that. You're just digging my new helmet from Art Captain. That's what it is.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't blow up because I don't know if we blow all the fumes out of this tank. How do you like that welder?
To be honest, I didn't think I would like it, but I do. The only thing I've noticed about it that I don't like it is when I weld for a few inches and it's heavy steel and I got it turned up, this ground will get so hot that you can't touch it. My miller does not do that, so I thought about going to a bigger wire for the ground. Alright guys, next day, we shut it down last night. Lucas got sick and started throwing up. Opie and Cody's back today. We're going to be putting Cody's motor together in between working on this. Cody's welding up the fuel tank here. I forgot to drain that gas out of there, Cody, so.
It ain't blew up yet.
Alright, we'll brush it up. And we'll come back and overlap a couple places like that. So, I'm going to get us a wire brush. We'll clean it up. We got looking good. So we got our plate welded in that holds our pump. So we're at the correct size hole. Newbern just stabbed our pump, trying to make sure that our filter is laying straight on the bottom. I'm trying not to blind you. So you see the white sock looking thing? Mm-hmm. See how it's laying parallel with the floor of the tank?
Yeah.
It's like the Titanic sitting on the bottom of the ocean. You see our pump there. See how it's real close? I mean, it's basically touching the bottom. Newbern set it dead on the money. So.
Okay.
Newbern's putting the correct torque specs to the pump.
Beep, beep, beep.
I didn't have to. It clicked.
Okay.
My elbow clicked
What's the beeps?
all the time,
I know.
and it stinks.
Alright, so Newbern's gonna continue to work on this. You can put this motor together over here. Alright, so you got all the arrows pointing toward the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So now break out your torque wrench and a socket with no extension, and we'll start torquing this in stages. Hey, Cody man, I forgot to tell you, you got to take these bolts back out. Just do them one at a time and put a little bit of lube on each bolt for me, okay? I think the torque spec is 75. I always do mine at 80. So we'll do our first one at 40.
Okay.
There's a lot going on today, guys. We might, well, we won't hear that engine run, but hopefully we get to hear that engine run.
I hope so.
All right, guys. Newbern got that put in, and the studs sticking up above this, which was hitting the floor. So we cut them off, dressed them up a little bit. Dylan's clearancing where they're gonna go. Maybe we'll have enough room for it to clear now. Oh, this fool done broke out the level. That's what I like. I'm laying at the wrong part now.
He's learned.
And OCD is just
Trying
starting
to
to
make
rub off
it, trying
on
to
me.
make it wussified, aren't you?
There's still no resistance on this.
You're going the wrong way.
Am I?
Yeah. You should be.
Are you serious? This is backwards?
I don't know.
No, I'm gonna go backwards now. Oh, that's a lot tighter now.
Had this starter on my shelf. I got a shelf full of starters over there. Only certain people know about it. Coon and Dylan know about it. They know when they need a starter to come see me. I have them in order, like from good to bad, and I keep the good ones hid in the back. That way when they grab the first one, it's probably the worst one. Alright, let me snug that up. We'll hook a battery up and see if that starter's going to engage in that flywheel. It's supposed to.
Okay.
We'll test it. Y'all come check out this custom exhaust. Now you can only get that at certain exhaust shops. So this right here cost me an arm and a leg. It's so freaking awesome the dogs even like it. Yeah. All right, guys. We got everything roughed in. I didn't want to crank it on open headers, so I just took a couple of OH pipes and pieced them together with some mufflers. I got them hung by bungee cords. So that way, if anything is going bad up front, we can hear it. Newbern's got the fuel line run, power wire run, pump, all this installed. Got the return line, all this turned out really, really nice. So anyway, got our fuel filter, which is also a return. So we're hoping that's gonna work out the way we want it to. Tanks in, temporarily exhaust, dry shaft. Newbern's built some fancy transmission lines. We got an O2 sensor in. I didn't get no hoses, so we're just gonna kind of crank it and let it sit there and run for a second and then kill it. So tomorrow we'll get hoses.
You'll know right away if something's wrong.
Yeah, and once we get everything dialed in, we'll take it to the exhaust shop and get some real nice exhaust put up under it. So for now, or tonight, my wife's about to have a fit to see if it's gonna run. Let's fire it up. Y'all ready to hear this thing? Let's let it down, pour some gas in it, check all the fluids. We gotta pour some transmission fluid in it, oil's full, motor's primed, and see if we can light this baby off. Hump carry.
Hey, speaking of light this baby off, can we put tailpipes on it and have this car shoot flames?
Yes.
Because like this is the kind of car that would look badass doing that. Can we please do that?
That's fine with me. Cool with you?
No.
What? all you gotta do is just rev on it and flip the switch.
No.
There's always a negative Nancy in the group. Always.
I'll be the negative Nancy this time.
We
So.
just want to see it shoot fire.
Well, put them on your stuff.
My stuff shoots fire on accident.
Okay.
We'll install it, but we'll only use it when me and you driving
That's
around.
fine.
There we go. Problem solved. All right, let's let it down and see if it's gonna crank. All right. So Newber's got the Aces kill shot installed. There's a lot of stuff that I gotta tidy up that I don't have here. Like I need a cap for here, so Newber just put a line with a plug on it. All the plug wires are straight boots. One did not fit, so we got the big orange here, toting the big load. And yes, the reason the battery is outside the car, because Chase had it mounted in the trunk. And I hadn't decided if I'm gonna put it in the trunk or build a real nice battery tray and mount it back up under the hood.
Chase is the butthole because he took the battery cables. You
Yeah.
could have probably put it back in the trunk, but now you got to redo everything. Thanks, Chase.
So we will cross that bridge when we get to it, but everything's just temporary here, y'all. So we got some oil pressure gauge hooked up. We done primed the engine. We got it in time, hopefully. We read through the instructions and I think that we have everything in order. So I guess we'll pour some fuel in the tank, let the system prime. And do you have to program the screen or anything, Newbern?
I got to go through here and basically select what kit you have.
Okay.
And then after that, once you select it, you just click OK all the way across. And then we got to do a TPS calibration.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just a few
Before you crank it.
yeah, there's a few basics we got to go in here and set, but I mean, it's easy peasy. We got the distributor set. We had to lock the distributor out, and we had to set it 15 degrees before top dead center. And then I got to go in the settings, and I got to lock it out in the computer too. So and then we'll be able to check fuel pressure because we have a Corvette style regulator on the back of this car just to make it clean. One line up front to the throttle body, and it should be around 58 psi. So we'll double check that as soon as this powers up. And yeah, it should, in theory, fire up. I just threw it in that. Damn it, it's not going to run now.
Shut up.
We'll get it figured out. All right, let's go through these last few steps, y'all, and let's see if she's gonna run. If you got them all hooked up, bud, touch it.
So the only light that's not on, they said, was the light showing the engine is running.
It don't know what to do, but it wasn't rattling.
I told you to fire it the first try.
You wanna hear it again? Ready?
Yep.
Make sure I ain't got no wires crossed up on the firing order.
Alright.
That might be my bad. Were they alright?
Mm-hmm.
I bet it fired the plugs because we've sit here and we've hit this like 20 times
Mm-hmm.
and it's dumped fuel in the whole time.
That should, no.
Right?
Yeah.
Transmission fluid all over it.
What the heck?
You know,
Is that balancer like marked right, I think?
it should be.
I don't know. I don't know shit about Ford. So
Yeah, I mean, it only goes on one way and
back up.
it acts like it's bad retarded.
Yeah.
Crank it again and I won't try to give it no fuel and let it
I'm gonna walk out though. I'm not gonna.
Alright. I'm gonna listen to the trigger up more. Try it right there.
Well, isn't that, didn't you just retard it more?
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Okay.
and move my way around. Alright, go again. Alright, I can't get no more advance out of it, and it acts like it was trying to clean up. So,
Move all your plug wires around.
I am. Alright, Newbern, try it right there. dumping it like a dump truck. Hey guys, we're back. That's what we feel. All right, guys. It's Sunday morning, and we got to bed at 5 a.m. We left down here at 4:30. Newbern got back to his room about 5, and it's about 11:30, 12ish now. We're tired, and it doesn't run. It does. Does it run worth the crap? So we got a regulator or a return style built-in regulator / fuel filter at the rear of the tank. It's a Corvette style. We wasn't supposed to do that. We were supposed to mount a fuel pressure regulator up here and run the fuel line in, run the fuel line out, back to regulator, back to tank. But we was under the impression that we could come here and deadhead here, plug this off, just have one fuel line feeding it clean. It don't work that way. It floods out terrible. So the fuel pressure regulator that Killshot normally sends, they're out of. Newbern brought this one from Holly. I know, it's clashing. Aces against Holly, Holly against Aces. But we didn't have no choice. So we hooked it up and it runs better. But we're going to take all this off today. Now, you're probably saying, oh my gosh, I don't mean completely take it off. I'm going to undo the throttle body, undo the harness. We're going to tuck everything, put everything up out of the way. I've got another distributor that I can slide down in there. I've got a carburetor. I can put a clicky clacky on it. I got to figure out an alternator and a belt. We're going to crank this thing and let it run like it's supposed to. Probably go ahead and throw in a new set of plugs because I think we fouled them last night. But I want this engine to run, to idle, and double check, go over everything. Then we'll finalize the Aces EFI. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be back down here. But I care, and I want to get this thing in tip-top shape. Cruising the coast is coming up fast. I mean, it's gaining on us quick. Anyway, all right, let's get back to it. Let me get all this kind of tucked out of the way and get everything cleaned up. Let me find a distributor and a carburetor. I got to get a bracket on this thing where we can get a belt. And I need to send you to town to get a couple radiator hoses. But hey, Newbern doing an awesome job on them transmission lines down there. Hi guys, it's Monday afternoon, and it's got a carburetor on. Last time y'all seen this, it was blowing flames that tall. And that was about 4:30 on Sunday morning. We were all tired. Jennifer was tired. Newbern was tired. We went home, got a shower, and went to bed and got up the next morning. And I was missing a couple things to make the fuel injection work, but Jennifer wanted to hear it run, so I said, well, I'll put a carburetor on. That way you can just hear it run. Still doing the same thing, still blowing the flames this tall. So, from yesterday at around 12:30 till 10:30 last night, I have worked on this motor. I pulled the valve covers, I pulled the push rods, I pulled the rocker arms.
Change the rocker arms.
Changed rocker arms for 1.72s to 1.6s, measured my push rod length, went back, watched all my videos to where I put the timing chain on. I have second guessed myself every inch of the way, wondering why this engine will not run. Firing order, 351 Windsor, 302 HO firing order is what these motorsport cams run. 180 out, double check. Everything that's going through y'all's head right now, I have checked everything 10 times.
At least.
I have put Ace's fuel injection on it. I put a 6AL MSD box on it. Another 6AL MSD box on it. Pull the distributor out of my red 86. It's in there right now. I pulled 2 Edelbrocks off the shelf. I even went and pulled the Holly 600 off Dirty John. It still runs like crap, blows giant flames, and does not want to run to save its life.
It's mad.
I mean, it's running off like 4 or 5 cylinders. I've changed plugs 3 times. So, you know, they say that you're laying in bed and something will come to you. It did not come to me. I have called all of my Ford buddies. We've all discussed it. They can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. So me and Jennifer just downed everything. We come back with the plugs, retort, check the rocker arms, tighten everything up, pull the carburetor off, run a camera in every orifice in this motor because I have second guessed myself.
We thought we saw something down in it a while ago, and it was a spark plug.
Yeah.
He's like, what is that?
Yeah, I was running the camera down the intake and checking all the valves, and I was like, what is that? And it was one of them shiny new plugs.
It
but
looked like a silver ring is what it looked like.
it looked like a bent nail in there. I was like, oh, God. So we have stressed, look, y'all, for 2 days. 2 days we have stressed. I'm like, this thing ought to be running with fuel injection, just sitting here clicking right along.
I
What?
cried to the point of dehydration again.
Yeah. So, I just put the carburetor on it. I think I found the problem.
We
And
hope.
if it cranks up and runs good, I'm going to jump for joy. But y'all going to call me a dummy. You dummy. You big dummy. Because I feel stupid right now. But I'm not going to tell you what it is unless it runs good. If it don't run good, then I didn't solve the problem. But I'm pretty sure I solved the problem. So, let's pull this number 1 plug, man. I'm not lying, I called 13 people, y'all.
In the middle of the night.
Alright, battery's hot. I have no ignition hooked up. I'm just going to bring it back around on compression stroke. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Oh, it stopped dead right there.
Oh, and he also checked compression, and they all have tons. So
Yeah, they all got,
everybody kept telling us that was the problem, but it's not.
yeah, everybody kept saying my valves were too tight. Well, these are bolt down rocker arms, but then they were worried what had happened to the heads prior to us getting them. Like, was they shaved and decked and to the point where it changed the valve train geometry. I even went and bought a brand new
Compression check.
compression checker today because mine wouldn't screw in these holes. And I mean, as soon as I drove up from work, I run in here and screwed it in. And I was like, all of them 150. Well, they were all 120 until I got it to fit. Then it was all at 150. So if it runs good, I can go put my distributor back in my car.
Yep.
And when our fuel pressure regulator gets here, we'll put fuel injection back. But for all of my friends, Chase, Newbern, Whitney, Mr. Freddie, Lance, Jerry, I appreciate y'all. You can tell we all think about the same thing because we all told each other the exact same thing. Alright. So, Jennifer's been so scared that something's wrong with the engine internally, y'all. She just wants to hear it run and idle. And we hadn't run it over 5 seconds. I mean, those flames y'all seen on the fuel injection video at 3:30 in the morning, that's the much. I mean, we hadn't run it any longer than that. So I just wanted to get it where she could hear it. And That way I can start plumbing and routing everything while I'm waiting for the rest of our parts to come in to about halfway to finish up the ACES fuel injection. But see, I got the box laid on the fender. Nothing's permanent. The battery's right there. I hadn't even decided if I'm putting the battery in the trunk or up front yet. So she just wanted to hear it, and I'm trying to make my wife happy. She's been stressed. I hope y'all can hear us over this fan, but it's kind of warm down here. Oh yeah, by the way, today's Monday. There's a hurricane supposed to hit Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Carrie, it was my fault. It wasn't yours. All right, ready? Ta-da! Don't cry. Don't cry. It's good. It's good. It runs. So y'all ready to hear my stupid mistake?
I don't care. It's fixed now. I don't care how stupid it was.
All right, guys. Here's my stupid mistake. See this vacuum port right here? Yep, that goes a brake booster. My buddy Sean drilled that one right there when he had fuel injection on the intake on his car. But do you see this one right here? See this little round part of the intake? Well, that hole is up in there, like deep. And if you don't plug it, your engine will blow flames and it'll run like crap and make you pull your hair out for 2 nights straight. So, very, very, very simple mistake made on my part that I feel so stupid for. When all I had to do was just backtrack. And that's what I done when I got home today. I just went to backtracking all over again. And y'all won't believe how I found it. I had the carburetor off. I was afraid that I had left a paper towel in the heads when we painted it. And I was running the camera all through that intake. And when that camera come in here and run around this back intake runner, I seen daylight, and I'm like, wait a minute, and I backed up, and I run my hand back there, and I looked at Jennifer, and I said,
We saw your thumb in the camera.
I said, baby doll, here's the problem. This is the reason this engine won't run. Because it's like a 1/2-inch hole, y'all. So, there's a 1/2-inch pipe plug in there right now. Let me set the timing on it, guys, and it's not even hot. I mean, it's still cold as a wedge, so I'm just going to run it for about a minute. Probably not that long, and because it'll run out of gas, and I don't want to hook up a fuel line and all that because I got to put that carburetor back on Dirty John real quick, and I need to put my distributor back in my 86 over there. So, but we'll run it just a little while longer when I get the timing set, just to show y'all and let everybody see that it runs. You happy?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Weight lifted off your shoulder?
Oh yeah, I could have puked all weekend, yep. I'm just like, what in the world?
I told you I'd figure it out.
I never doubted you. I
Well-
was worried about the timeline of you finding it out. So.
I was just worried that it was something major that I missed. Alright guys, I pulled this valve cover off because I thought we had a rock arm ticket. Pulled the valve cover off, fired it up. Couldn't only fire it up was for like 2 seconds because she's oiling awesome. Right here in this valve cover, you can see an indentation where the spring was hitting. So I clearanced it a little bit. We're going to test fit it. Let's put the bolts back in it and fire it up. Because with the valve cover off, it's quiet. Church house mouse quiet. Let's see if that got it. A little bit of clearance.
Oh, okay. Yay! Now we can go home and eat something.
It runs good and no clatter.
No, yeah, that was worrying me. I thought, oh gosh, that's terrible.
Well, I figured that it was a lifter that hadn't primed yet. But when we pulled the valve cover off and fired it up, it was gone.
Yeah.
And you could see in the side of the valve cover, guys, you could see where the spring had hit. So I just buffed it out real lightly, clearanced it just a little bit. And fixed, done. Awesome.
Hallelujah.
Great. All right, now let's clean up and shut down. False alarm. All right, guys, back on the Fairlane. It's a few days later. Me and Jennifer have been super busy, y'all. My butt is dragging. I have worked till 1 and 2 in the morning trying to get stuff wrapped up. Of course, y'all know that we had a hurricane. Me and Jennifer worked during the hurricane. That night, we actually was working on this 69 Mustang of ours. We loaded it in the middle of the hurricane, y'all. I'm not even exaggerating, I'm not kidding. It was flooding, wind blowing like crazy. Thankfully it wasn't a real bad hurricane. It was just a category 2 when it made landfall, and by the time it got up our way, it was probably a tropical storm. But we have done a lot of work to this car in the past few nights. When I say past few nights, today's Friday, so we worked on it Tuesday night and Wednesday night after work and got everything done that we needed to get done to it. And that's going to be in another video because yesterday was Thursday. It was in a movie, guys. We got to haul it to Jackson and we used it in a movie, and that was so awesome, a great experience. I think it's got to go back in a couple weeks to finish shooting. So as y'all can tell, I've changed the tires and wheels on it. I robbed them off my little red 65 fastback in the shop, and me and Jennifer put all the trim and windshield wipers and headlight switch, tuned the motor up, fuel pump, carburetor, fixed some transmission lines. I do notice that it's been sitting on Nick's trailer that it does have a power steering leak dripping, so that'll be something else to address. I still got to flush the radiator or buy a new radiator. It's still wanting to heat up, but for the scenes yesterday, it done perfect, and we will go more into that on another video. That's going to be a whole separate video on about the movie and the car being used. We can't give a whole lot away right now. Today's Friday, and the rest of my parts come in that I think I need in order to make this run. So I'm fixing to put the fuel injection back on it. I think the last y'all seen was us cranking it with a carburetor. I've already got the throttle body back on, and I got Ace's distributor in. The reason I don't have their plug wires on is a couple of them are not fitting real well around the headers because it has straight boots. Where are they at? Oh, they're laying over there on back of Jeffrey's car. These are some really nice plug wires, y'all. But see how that boot is? And it don't bend. It's like, it's ceramic maybe. I don't know what that is, but it's having problem clearing on one head or two. So I might can change that one end out. I will see, because I want to run as much A stuff as I can, because so far I like their stuff. I'm going to plumb this back and hook everything back up, and let's see if we can't get this thing fired off and running today, and get some hoses on it, get some brackets on it, and see how it does. So with all that being said, I'm going to jump in here and get started and see how far I can get, because I need to figure out if I'm going to build a battery tray or if I'm going to mount it in the trunk, and I got to figure out the TV cable, and I do not have a gas pedal, so I got to see if I can take one out of them old trucks out there, modify one, and get that figured out. I said TV cable, the detent cable that adjusts the pressure on the AOD. I got to get this figured out, see how I'm going to hook it up. But just stuff like that, guys. So y'all bear with me. Today's Friday. I'm hoping by tonight or tomorrow that this thing's sitting there idling and running and backing out of the shop. And if everything works out, I've got to make an exhaust appointment, because everything I wanted to use underneath is not going to work. The Mustang X pipe is not going to work. So I just built some homemade temporary exhaust, which y'all seen earlier. That's hanging up under there now. But yeah, so the checklist is getting smaller, but there's still a lot to do. But it's a lot of small stuff. So here we go, guys. Let's see what we can't get done today. So your battery was mounted in the trunk when Chase had it. I'm going to use the battery tray he had in the trunk, and I'm going to mount it up front.
Okay.
One, it's a little easier on me to plumb all your wiring and have all your stuff run to it, and it'll be simpler and easier. If you got to jump it off and we're loaded down with cruising the coast gear and chairs and all that, it was right behind that rear seat. Right there we can just pop the hood and go right to it.
Right.
So that's the way I'm going to do it, and I'm trying to build a support to hold the weight up. I'll show you what I'm doing in just a minute. Let me get this piece cut out. Well, the original battery sits somewhere in this location right here, guys. And Chase has got his AC lines run through here, which I got to redo probably 2 of them to reach the compressor that's going over there. But the dryer and all this is out of the way he's got it mounted down there. So I built this plate, drilled a hole, put that bolt through it, welded on both sides, because I'm going to put it right here. As you can see, he's got this indention in the car, and I cut it out to fit. So it'll be flush across here. I'll put a big washer and a big nut on the bottom. And this is the battery tray that Chase had in the rear. So I've done test fitted the battery. And this will mount right there. I'll drill these 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, mount to the inner fender, and this is a pretty stout little piece, but combined with that up under there, once I get it all painted black, the battery should not bend, move, break, or I was worried about this sitting in here like this. There's already a small shelf right there, but I didn't want the vibration to pull down the weight of the battery over time. So this is just a little support. It's overkill, I know, but peace of mind for me. You think it's gonna run this time?
I hope so.
Well, it probably would have run last time if I hadn't have left the big vacuum port out of the back of the intake. So, I don't have an alternator on here yet in order to turn the belt. So I am going to kind of gravity feed the water out of the radiator into the block. And as y'all can see, it's still temporarily I got us a fuel pressure regulator. I got a return line run to the rear of the tank. And Newbern had to show me how to build AN line fittings over the phone a while ago. Because when you're an old carburetor guy and ain't never fooled much with this stuff, then it's a new learning curve. Okay. This looks like a mess. I just want to, yeah. Let's just run it and hope it runs good. And tomorrow, wait, if everything does good tonight, then tomorrow we will start permanently mounting and running and routing and plumbing. So, because this looks like it just threw up. Maybe tomorrow you'll get to crank it by the key. Ta-da! Fuel pump. Fuel pressure. Oh, okay. So the pump come on, then it went off. Mm-hmm. Your GPS signal is weak, so you don't know how fast we're going. Okay, here we go.
There's not a temperature on there anywhere. We can fix it where there would be one.
I've got a manual gauge screwed into it. I've got to learn how to use this, man. Contact. That's loud. What Newbern say? Set it at 50. There's 35. 40. 50, 49, 51, 49, 50, 50, 50, 49. Okay, one time right there. Got good oil pressure. Sigh of relief. So it runs. Alright guys, so me and Jennifer are whooped. Remember me telling y'all a couple hours ago about us staying up just about all night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and getting up before daylight yesterday morning and taking that car to that filming. So, and we'll go into more of that on a different video. But we're tired. But I did want to come down here today. I did want to put the fuel injection back on. I did get the battery box tray mounted and some other odd and end things. But I just wanted to hear it run with Ace's fuel injection. So, sound like it's going to run. It's like it's going to run fine. So tomorrow, let's concentrate on plumbing everything real nice and neat, wiring, tucking, hooking everything up that goes to the car. That way, crank it, run it by the key, get the fans going, the way it's supposed to be. That way we can crank, run it, cycle, a couple heat cycles, go through the transmission, make sure everything's shifting, and get her dialed in for the road. So, anyway, that's gonna wind this video up. It took all of last weekend and this Friday to hear it run with a fuel injection because some idiot left out a 1/2-inch vacuum plug. So, anyway, we would have been way further along when Newbern was here if I had figured that out. But hey, he didn't catch it neither, so. I appreciate it. We're totally digging all the subscribes and the likes. If you haven't subscribed, we would greatly appreciate it if y'all would. We just broke 5,800 subscribers a couple days ago, and it would be so awesome to see that 10,000. That would be like, wow. So, but we appreciate all the comments and the advice, and hey, thank each and every one of y'all that took the time out to wish me and Jennifer a happy birthday.
Yep, that was very sweet.
We both had really good birthdays. Jennifer got some really awesome birthday presents. So, yeah.
He spent his birthday money on me, so I did give him money, but he had to turn around and spend it on the car, so I still owe him a birthday something.
Ask her what I spent it on. She gave me $200 for my birthday. Said, here, baby doll, put it in a sweet card and everything. And guess what I spent it on? Do you remember?
Drive shaft.
Her drive shaft. So, oh Lord. But when you love each other, that's just the type of thing you do, baby doll. Oh, I know the reason it cranked.
And Chevrolet.
There's a Chevrolet radiator cap on there.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what made it run.
That's the reason Chase's Cody runs so good. Because the radiator come with the car. We found you out your secret, Chase. You was running a Chevrolet radiator cap, and that is the reason the Cody runs so good in this car. Don't be cussing at the TV right now, Chase. I mean, we see your true colors. We thought they were blue, but come to find out they're hugger orange. I'm just kidding, guys. Robbed that off my old Camaro because Chase was too cheap to send me a radiator cap with a radiator. But anyway, yep, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. So a big thank y'all for the support. Big thank y'all for all the birthday wishes, and hopefully on this next video, that GoPro's mounted in the car, and we are running and driving down the road and putting some test miles on her, see how everything's gonna do. Until the next one, y'all stay safe, take care of your loved ones, and we'll see y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.